Welcome to Face Ripper Records. Loads has happened over the last month. It's been a busy January into February, a great start to the year. For those looking here on YouTube, you won't see this, but I'll pop up suitable images. But for those here on TikTok, you can see on the screen below that we've had releases from Mindustry, Heartlight, plenty of releases from Heartlight. We've had Invoke the Runes join the horde of artists here, and also the band or the artist that this video and live is about, and that is Bleakness of Eris. Now, some of you may remember Bleakness of Eris from when I recently did a podcast, the Tear Your Fucking Face Off Face Ripper Records podcast. That was episode 33. That's fair. If you like what you hear today, then give that a watch, because there's going to be so much insight into the mind and the stories behind this evolvement. And then obviously prior to that, I did a complete EP walkthrough of the I Am Origin EP. Well, it's great news, because Bleakness of Eris have come back with this. This is the And Despair Shall Come. It is a 6-track EP. It's short and very sweet, 11 minutes and 33 seconds. And something I'm going to share with you today. So we start with a very short introduction, chapter 1. I'm just going to expand my screen. We start with an introduction called chapter 1, The Cosmic Gate. So immediately, Bleakness of Eris setting the soundscape. Bit of wind, ethereal keys. Gothic sort of overtones, bells, always fun. Then we move into chapter 2, Brutal Era. And here we go. And that is Brutal Era. And I mean, what an opening that is. You've got to appreciate just, let's deal with all of the layers, how difficult it is to put this kind of material together. I mean, I struggle to keep to a rhythm. So if that's happening to me as a listener, what's happening to the poor drummer who's responsible for keeping this all together is it is absolutely something else. And the vocal dynamics, I particularly like all of the high pitched stuff. When that comes in, that's literally face burning material. And yeah, it's it gets even more dynamic. This is like, and this is a comment from one of my other label members. It's like it comes at you like a freight train. It is harsh. It is brutal. We're going to move on to, I think, what might be my favourite track of the EP, which is Chapter 3, The Corpse Princess. Love that bass, gnarly as fuck, love it. Love that timing. They're not made for Bleakness of Eris. Definitely not. Gnarly dirty bass time. Absolutely love it. For me, that is like the best on the EP. I think it's this one, or I can't remember if it's chapter or 5 or 6, but we'll come to it. But this is the ultimate. I've just left the kitchen where I work, and it's been a super busy night, and I'm super pissed off, and I've left late, and I just need some de-stressing on the way home, and it's that track that is on that particular playlist. Such as it's called Fuck Work, but yeah, anyway, it's on the playlist, and it should be on your playlist as well. For those of you on the live, we're discussing Bleakness of Eris, and for those on YouTube, I'm going to populate kind of links and stuff below the comments and what have you in due course. So moving on, if we can handle it anymore, we've got a kind of shorter interlude, and this is kind of what I like about this EP. One, the cover kind of pulls you in. It looks a bit sort of cutesy and anime-like, and you think it's going to be sort of, you know, I don't know what you think it's going to be. It's maybe it's sort of like a lighter kind of. It fools you into maybe thinking it's a slightly lighter, but sort of darker, gothic-y, black, not symphonic metal type of affair, and then it pulls you in with this brutality, and it's brutality that is a level escalated when compared to their I Am Origin EP, but. He's done some other stuff. One of the tracks that comes to mind is The Sixth Ranger, which has a little bit more of this ethereal type of atmospheric type stuff comes into. So what I like about this EP is it's kind of pulled the two elements in together whilst also becoming more blisteringly brutal. So we're going to move on to chapter 4, Hope, ... The ... dots, I think, are important. Again, back with the soundscapery. Nice melodic piano. So a track more congruent with the cover before it leads us into the title track, And Despair Shall Come, track 5. There we go. And Despair Shall Come, the title track of the EP. I think that for me, it's such a close call between this and The Corpse Princess as to which track is the favourite. I think that the title track, And Despair Shall Come, is somewhat more accessible to those perhaps entering this type of genre. As I feel maybe The Corpse Princess may be too much of a surprise for those that kind of like it brutal, but I haven't quite gelled with the extreme side. But definitely those two tracks are, they are the fire of this EP. Absolutely golden. Absolutely love it. Seeing a few likes and bits and pieces in the live chat here is resonating with, admittedly, is going to be a smaller audience that can sustain this level of brutality. But you know what's interesting is you people that can sustain this type of brutal brutality. Mixing my words up, the brutality of this music, but what is it to be behind and as a creator of such brutality? I don't think I could play it. I mean, I like my stuff harsh and heavy, and I write fairly aggressively, but like this is something else from a composing perspective. Every instrumentalist in here who has contributed to this project, led by Sam Spaceman, who, for those who are watching now and don't know, I did a podcast with a few weeks ago, episode 33, over on YouTube and Spotify podcasts. But so he's the guy behind it, but you've got all these fantastic contributing musicians, and the playing style is just it's a phenomenal talent pool that's been deployed to this EP, which brings us to its close, chapter 6, Throned from Beyond. like a bell or clarity. That's another thing. This is so bizarre, some of the structuring of these compositions. And this would be the artist Urusha behind this, credited on the EP here. Back to these choir sound appeared earlier. A suspiciously calm moment, very much in contrast with the disruption that this music causes. A few comments in the chat. What the hell is this? Man, this is so brutal. How in God's name they can play this? Yeah, my point's exactly. Fiercely talented stuff. And there we are. We are at the conclusion of And Despair Shall Come. Bleakness of Eris. Now, there is a promise of more coming. Let me just make sure my player is not going to pounce into something new. There we go. So there's promise that there's going to be add-ons to this EP. We have, for our Horde members here at Face Ripper Records, a Discord, which will be opening up to the public in due course. It's one of the many objectives of the label. There was a post in there, some reply to some chat. There's some more bits that we can coming out that we can tease you with. And I have to say, I think that this album qualifies as, certainly it's the most brutal release under the Face Ripper Records banner, but it's certainly, if not perhaps the most brutal thing I've heard all year. And it hits you like a great gargantuan slap in the face, and it really is something else. So apologies to those on the live that just were scrolling through their normative live things and probably got accidentally frightened or unintentionally frightened or shocked by the sounds of Bleakness of Eris. But for those who kind of stuck about, thank you very much. And yeah, fans of severely brutal stuff are just gonna lap this up. So if you've liked this and you're watching on YouTube, share the video about. Let's help get the name Bleakness of Eris on the tips of the tongues of everyone that loves this particular style. Very unique, and very proud to have them attached to my label. And just to close, faceripperrecords.com. There you can get yourself some cool stuff. There's, like, scrolling down here, there is tons and tons and tons of music. And if you're here and you've discovered us today on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell so you never miss an opportunity to discover some new and very often fascinating music that I feature both inside and outside of the label. Have a good evening or day or whatever time you're watching this. This has been me, Bleakness of Eris. Links below.